Hey guys, this is Richard with Richard's Beer Reviews. Today I got a great beer for you because this beer particularly caught my eye because it's a mixture of two of my favorite beers. One being a red ale and the other one being an IPA. So the beer I'm reviewing today is called the Imperial Texan, and it says Red Double IPA. So red ales are great. Double red ale is double great. IPAs are awesome. Double IPAs, double awesome. Double great, double awesome. Has to be good. So the to talk about the red ales, what is red ales? Red ales are typically called Irish red ales. As you know, ales really originated in England. So it's believed that red ale is an adaptation of the Irish pale ale. And they put their own, hops and seasonings, and they came up with this beer that we call now red ales. Red ales are session beers. So a lot of times when you see a red ale, it says session red ale. The word session, when it applies to beers, because it could be applied to Sessions IPA. It's just a word that means low alcohol. So, for example, Session IPA might have 4.5% ABV or alcohol by volume, while your average IPA will have 6 or 7. So a lot of people like Sessions because it means that they are lower alcohol, but they're not light beers. Light beers usually mean lower alcohol, but lower taste and lower carbs. So Sessions IPAs or Session Red Ales just means that they kept the same flavor, but they were able to reduce the alcohol. So it's great for somebody who wants to, have a few and not get too drunk. So I'm going to go and get my pint and open this great beer. Okay, so here I got my pint. This is a local brewery in Houston called Carbach, and that's where I got my pint. And these are just many of the beers that they offer. Love Streak, and this is Hopadillo. It's probably one of their most popular. It's an IPA. But got my double red ale, double IPA. I said red ales are typically considered sessions, but not this one, because this is a double red ale and a double IPA. So I believe the alcohol contents of this one is 9%. I think you can see it there. I don't know if you can, but it says 9%. So it's believed that the Irish been brewing beer since the Bronze Ages. So let me put this bad boy here. Look at that. So it's characterized by red amber color to it. See it? I don't know if you can see that, but originally in Ireland, they were not called Irish ales or red ales. They were called ruby ales. And ruby, of course, has also to do with the color, because some are more reddish and some are more amber. That just depends on how they brew it and what they use to brew it. But in Ireland, they were actually called ruby ales. And it was in the United States that Coors, the beer Colorado beer maker that we know, in the 1990s, marketed a beer, and they call it Irish Ale. And and it was a red beer, but it actually wasn't even an ale. It was a lager. But, oh, here comes my other buddy. So I got two buddies, and I think on the last video you saw my gray one, and this is my brown one. Let me show you. Here you are, Pumps. You're on camera. So that's called Pumpkin. So, oh, here it comes. Okay, not the butt. Oh, I don't know why cats always do that crap. They come over, you pet them in the head, and then they turn around and put their butt on you. So that's where the word actually Irish ales, Irish red ales comes from. Not from the original Ruby Ale, but from a Coors campaign. So we're gonna try this out, see how it is. So this, like I mentioned earlier, it's a mixture of red ales, and red ales are, they have like a caramel aroma and a caramel taste to it. So they're a little sweet. So it's an easy beer to drink. A lot of people, if they're not sure what kind of beer they want to drink on an ale, it's a great transition from a lager, because it's not strong. Like I said, most of them are sessions, but it's got this sweet, delicious taste of caramel to it. So what they've done is they've taken that and they added a ton of hops, and that also has increased the alcohol volume. And it has, red ales are typically not bitter, they're neutral, but this one is a little bitter because it's a mixture of red ales and IPA, and it's a double IPA. So typically double IPAs are bitter. So this beer is made in Fort Worth, Texas, by a microbrewery that the microbrewery, is the name of it is called Martin House Brewing Company. You can find this beer in I found it, or actually my wife found it, and she thought it was interesting, and she bought it and brought it over to the house, and she hit the bullseye with this one because it's awesome. It's not an expensive beer. When I mean it's not an expensive beer, it's not like a typical 4-pack that I buy for 25 bucks. This is a typical 6-pack that it probably costs somewhere around 8 bucks. It's not a Coors price or a Corona price, but for what you get for being a double red and a double IPA, it's a bargain. It's a delicious beer. It's a beer that you can enjoy. This are typically drunk in a pint, if I didn't tell you that. So also the brewery, if you don't live in Houston, the brewery has a great locator, so you can find where they sell this beer around you. Martin Brewery is part of the new movement of microbreweries, but they're also destination breweries, which means that they're not just brewing beer, but they also have a restaurant and a nice bar area, and they typically have music and outside sitting, so you can go outside and smoke and drink, and they usually also have kiddie games so that the whole family can come and enjoy a beer. They have food, of course, for the kids, and they're also pet friendly. It's the new trend with microbreweries, which attracts a lot of younger couple with younger kids, so that they can go out and still have a beer and don't have to worry about a babysitter stuff. It's great, and that's where you find the most delicious beers, because there's no doubt the microbrewery put the most quality in the most amount of ingredients into their beers. You cannot compare a microbrewery flavor and taste to a mega brewery like Budweiser and Corona. So this brewery was founded in 2013. I mean, it's 9 years old, and they're already a great success in Fort Worth. I'm gonna put some pictures of the inside bar and the atmosphere area so you guys can see. But this guy came from Florida. He had a job. He was an environmental engineer. And then I guess he got fed up with all that environmental stuff. He quit his job and came over here to Texas, land of the free, baby. And started his microbrewery, him and his wife. And he actually, all his brothers work for him. So it's kind of like a cool family business. So cheers to Martin for having the cojones to quit your job and do what you really want to do. And of course, the great judgment of moving to Texas, even though he was already in a great state. And delicious beer. This is delicious. This is going to be one of my staple beers to drink because I like IPAs, but IPAs sometimes are a little too bitter. And this brings that sweetness. Look at that beautiful color. You know, if it was an IPA, it wouldn't have this caramel or ruby color. It would be more yellow. This is almost like honey. I don't know if you can see the color properly. Maybe if I get closer. It's easier to drink. It's more flavorful. So it's a great beer to just drink alone without any food or anything like that. So I hope you like this video. And if you have an opportunity to enjoy this beer, I think you're going to like it. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. So if I see more of you guys are enjoying the beers, it motivates me to do some more. And if there's a specific beer that you like, let me know and I'd love to review it. Any opportunity to drink beer, I'm go for it. See you later, guys.